What would you do if you found out your son's teacher was stealing from him? I picked my 9-year-old son, Bodhi, up from school on a Thursday, and he was quiet in the back seat. Too quiet. Bodhi is never quiet. He talks about dinosaurs from the second he gets in the car until we pull into the driveway. But that day, he just stared out the window. I asked him what was wrong, and he said, "Mom, is it stealing if a grown-up takes it?" Everything inside me went still. I pulled the car over into a gas station parking lot and turned around to look at him. "What do you mean, buddy?" He wouldn't look at me. He just kept picking at the strap of his backpack. Then he said, "Miss Vanya took my lunch money again. She said I don't need it because I'm fat." I felt the blood drain from my face. Miss Vanya was his 4th grade teacher. Young, pretty, always smiling at pickup. The kind of teacher parents loved and kids brought apples to. I asked him how long this had been happening. He shrugged and said, "Since Halloween." That was almost 3 months ago. I drove home with my hands shaking on the wheel. When we got inside, I sat him down at the kitchen table and asked him to tell me everything. He told me she'd been taking his lunch money 2 or 3 times a week. She'd wait until the other kids left the classroom for recess, then call him back and tell him to hand it over. She said if he told anyone, she'd tell the whole class he wet his pants in 2nd grade, which was a real thing that happened, and something he was already terrified of anyone finding out. She told him nobody would believe him because she was the teacher and he was just a kid. She told him his mom would be disappointed in him for being a snitch. She told him this was between them. He'd been eating nothing at lunch for 3 months, drinking water from the fountain, coming home starving every day, and I just thought he was hitting a growth spurt. I felt sick, physically sick. I wanted to drive straight to that school and drag her out of the building by her hair, but Bodhi was already begging me not to say anything. He was crying, saying she'd make his life a nightmare, that all the other kids would find out about 2nd grade, that he'd rather just give her the money. He said, "Mom, please, just let me finish the year." He had 5 months of school left with this woman. That's when I made a decision I'm still not sure was legal. I told Bodhi we were going to catch her. I told him she was going to do this to herself. I bought a small voice recorder from an electronics store that night.